Hi guys, I'm Jackie. I'm an Arizona realtor and I built a multi-million-dollar business with my husband by using what I learned from being a teacher. Now I'm bringing the steps I took to leave the classroom and become a top producing agent and team owner. So grab your coffee, your cherry vanilla Coke, or maybe even a cocktail, and let's begin. Hello, friends. You know what? I hope you're having a great day, and I hope that you found this podcast. And if it's your first time, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. My name is Jackie Durbin, and I am your host of Teachers in Real Estate. This is a podcast for people who are in education, and they're looking to either supplement their income or get into a different job. So today's episode is all about selling homes and getting to a point where you feel comfortable leaving the classroom. Guys, I'm not going to lie. Leaving a salary job and going into a commission job, it's scary. Like, it's literally scary. And not only that, but like knowing how to budget your money. So, like you'll sell a house and you'll have like $10,000. So you're like, ooh, let me go buy all these things because next month I'm going to have another $10,000. Well, sometimes that's the case. Sometimes you have another $10,000 commission month. Sometimes you might have a little bit more. And sometimes you may have zero because that's just how commission works. We can't force people to buy homes. We can't force people to let us sell their houses, right? So it's kind of scary. So I wanted to get on and in this episode really share what things helped me get my first transaction. How did I sell my first house? And if you haven't sold a house, how can you do that? And then there's always that question of, did I make a mistake of getting into real estate? Like, was this a bad idea? And I'm here to tell you, you know what? It's not a bad idea. Okay, because you are going to buy a house and now you can represent yourself, and your families are going to be buying houses and you can represent them. Even if it's not in the transaction, you can give them tips because you know information. Okay, guys? So listen up. All right, guys, I'm dropping some tips. Here's my story. So in May of 2018, I got licensed as a real estate agent in the state of Kentucky because that's where we lived. In July of that same year, we decided to move to Arizona. So did I sell any houses in Kentucky? No, I did not. No selling of the houses in Kentucky. So we get to Arizona, where I was still going to be teaching full time. I was super excited. I had a class of like 14 kids. And guys, when I tell you these were the most amazing 14 kids and their families, oh my gosh, they were so amazing, like welcoming. And, they accepted me for me being a little bit of a redneck, and like they thought I was funny, and the kids just gravitated towards me. I was able to have a beautiful, flexible seating classroom where every kid felt comfortable learning. Behavior issues, there were none. There really were none. I mean, like there might be a kid that kind of like talked when I was teaching, but you would look at them and then they would stop. I'm like, oh my gosh, is this real life? But it was wonderful. Like I could teach what I wanted to teach, and I could teach in the way in which I felt was the most beneficial for the students. I could really use those best practices that we know that sometimes we're not allowed to teach because of a district. So I was in a private independent school. It was not a charter school, it was not anything like that, but it was just a school where there was a lot of freedom. We got to create these culminating events. It was just, oh my God, it was so much fun. I really do miss it. I love those kids. But anyhow, so 2018, we moved here to Arizona in that August, and I had to go get my license again. I knew I wanted to get my license, okay, because my husband was a real estate agent. I knew that it would be beneficial if both of us were licensed. That way, if he had multiple clients that needed to show homes in one day, I could kind of take some of that off of him. So that way his workday wasn't so long. Also, paperwork. Paperwork is a real deal. Like, it's a lot. And so if I could help him in any way, I wanted to be able to kind of relieve him of those tasks. So anyhow, I decided I was going to get my license. So I did. And for 2 years, I still taught full time. And I really didn't put any effort into my real estate career. I had got a magnet, a real big magnet, and I put it on my car that had my picture and my name and said that I was a licensed real estate agent to call me. No one did. I handed out business cards to everyone that I worked with and told them, hey, if you're going to buy a house, use me. It didn't, like, nothing happened. Like, I did it one time. I was like, hey guys, here's my cards. Yeah, that didn't work. And everything that I knew to be true, everything that I know now that I tell other people to do, open houses, didn't do them. I didn't. And the reason why was because I didn't want to work on the weekends. I was used to being a teacher and having my weekends off, and I wasn't willing to work them. So guess what? No money, making no money. Calling your sphere of influence. Well, my sphere of influence was back in Kentucky, so I didn't have anybody here. And as much as I am an extrovert, it's hard for me to kind of like get out of my own way and make new friends. Like I just am kind of quiet, like I keep to myself. So that was a little bit harder too. So was I selling any real estate? No. And I knew why. I knew why I wasn't selling real estate, but I really wasn't willing to take any steps to make any changes. Like I was just like, no, I'll be all right. It's fine. Like I'll go pay the $500 again to like renew my license, but I'm still not going to sell anything. And then this one day, I got on Facebook and it was like this like city group or whatever. And there was this woman and she said that she was a photographer and new to the area. And she wanted to get some teenagers who would be willing to kind of like model for her for a portfolio. And my daughter was here and I'm like, oh, this will be great because I would love some professional pictures like out in the desert, with my daughter. And this will be nice. So I messaged her and I'm like, hey, here's my phone number. Give me a text. Like my daughter doesn't have any modeling experience, but I think she's a cute kid and she knows how to smile. So let's try this. So anyhow, we talked back and forth and it never really happened of us getting together. But I kept her number in my phone and, we were going to figure out a time that it would work. So anyhow, a couple months go by, maybe 3 or 4 months. And I noticed that she's on that page again. And now her post is, hey guys, I need a real estate agent that can help me buy a house in the city. And I'm like, wait a minute, I know her. She was going to do my daughter's pictures. I talked to her about pictures. So I texted her. I didn't message on the thing. And guys, when I tell you there was 196 realtors who were all like, use me, there was a lot of them. Okay. And this group was run by a real estate agent. So that one was like, yes, you're going to use me. Okay. So anyhow, so I texted the friend that I knew and I was like, hey, I don't know if you remember, we talked a couple of months ago, you were going to do pictures for my daughter for, like your portfolio. But by the way, I'm also a real estate agent. So is my husband. So we can totally help you and your family find a house here, in the city that we live in. And she goes, oh my gosh, that would be great. So then we started talking and guess what? She was my first client. And how did she become my client? Because I was on the page, not necessarily saying, hey, I'm a real estate agent, come use me. But I was just seeing how I could connect with people who post. So if someone posted about, I'd like to do a golf club. If I like to golf, I need to join that golf club. Why? Because eventually someone in that club is going to want to buy or sell a house, or they're going to know someone who wants to buy or sell a house. And if I'm their friend because they're with me every week with golf club, they're going to use me and they're going to refer me. And that's how I'm going to start making money. So what are some things that you can do to really help that move along? Okay. Well, one thing is you have to be realistic. Okay. I was still teaching full time and my students were extremely important to me. I'm also a mom and a wife, so I had a lot of responsibilities once I got home. So if I would have said, I want to close one transaction each month, guys, that would have been unrealistic because I didn't have the time to put forth in it. And I also didn't want to do the things that I knew I needed to do in order to get the leads. I didn't want to do the open houses. I didn't want to call. I didn't have a sphere of influence. So I really couldn't be calling anybody because that wasn't going to work. Okay. So, but I did want to try at least one every 2 months. That was my goal starting out. I was like, you know what? Every 2 months, I think if I'm still teaching, I could totally do one transaction every 2 months. And guys, it was hard. And I was still not doing a whole lot of stuff. So I was like, okay, this isn't going to work. So then I got with this team that was in our state and they had what were called Zillow Flex leads. Now, a Zillow Flex lead are leads that are given to certain teams. Okay. They have to have a certain percentage of production. They have to be at a certain amount. They have to have so many people on their team, all this, there's these different things that they have to meet in order to get these. Okay. And so what it does is if you're a member, then your phone rings and it's Zillow, and they're connecting you with someone who wants to view a property. So you get on the phone, you create that appointment, okay? You set it, you go to the appointment, you create the relationship while you're there, you show them more homes, and the goal is to write write an offer, get it accepted, and be in escrow, and then close the property and get paid. Now, you don't get paid traditional commission on a flex lead, okay? Zillow Flex, you're getting paid about a third of what the commission is. So like if the commission is 10,000, and that's what you would have received, you're actually getting about $3,000, okay? So that doesn't sound great, but when you want to make money in the beginning and no one's trusted you yet to let you help them sell your house, these are great leads, because guess what they're not asking you? How many houses have you sold? They don't care. Okay. They just want you to help them right now because they don't have an agent, or maybe they had an agent connected with them, but they weren't really doing what they were supposed to be doing, or they weren't helping them the way that they felt they wanted to be helped. So now you are able to step in. Guys, in the first, I would say 6 to 8 months, I closed 6 of those. 6. Now, did I make a ton of money? No. But what I did was I gained confidence in my ability to represent a buyer on a home purchase. I started learning scenarios. I started learning lingo. I figured out a little bit more about paperwork. I felt confident. Now, confidence is a way that you can get more people, because now when you're in the grocery store and you overhear someone say, man, I really need to start looking at houses. You feel comfortable turning around and saying, I'm a real estate agent. Do you have someone to help you in that process? No, here's my card. Give me a call. I'd love to help you. Guys, it happens just like that. You have to always be eavesdropping. So setting realistic goals, being aware of the different options that are out there. But guys, you have to put in the work. Okay. I know that all these different shows make it look so easy to start a career in real estate and sustain a career in real estate. Guys, it's not easy. Okay. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of time. When people say, oh, I want to go into real estate so I can have a flexible schedule, I'm like, oh, just wait till they find out what they're in for, because that's not the case. It's not flexible. It's not easy. There's a lot of work to it. Time blocking is extremely important, especially if you're going to be doing real estate as an additional job in the beginning. Really set yourself up. But don't overwhelm yourself. Don't keep yourself so busy that it becomes a chore, and then you start, regretting it or not wanting it or getting burnt out, because that's a real thing. All right. Teams are so important, especially in the beginning, because do teams take a percentage of your commission? Yes, they do. They do. And the reason why is because they're providing things to you that you couldn't provide for yourself right now. Okay. So they're probably providing a photographer for all of your listings. They're probably providing your signs. They're probably providing a TC who will do all of your paperwork. They're probably providing a showing agent, which is someone on staff that's all they do is open up doors. They're probably providing an open house sitter. So like if you don't want to work your open house, then they're going to go ahead and have it for you. So what does that do? It helps you sell the house because it's your listing, but you didn't have to use all your time to sit at the open house if that's really not something that you want to do. They probably offer an admin who will help with some of your other information, maybe like setting appointments or things like that. So do teams? Oh, and they can give you leads. Yeah, all those things. Now, does every team do that? No, my team does. So every team should do that. Okay. They also provide training, mentorship. They may provide revenue share, so that way you are getting paid an additional kind of like bonus from the team revenue. Guys, all teams are not the same. Now, everything I just said are things that we do for our team. Okay. So don't go into an interview with a team and be like, well, Jackie said that you should offer this, this, and this, and this, and this, because they're going to go, well, then tell Jackie to shove it. But what I'm saying is interview teams, especially if you're brand new. Now, don't get hung up on the commission, because yes, you're going to have to share your commission with the team. However, think about it this way. They're giving you what you need, okay? Could a child teach themselves how to sound out words to read a book? Yeah, sure they could, okay? However, it works a lot better when they have a teacher there that's giving them the tools and the tips to actually make it and read quicker. So that's the exact same thing, guys. You know what? I've loved this episode because I really feel that it's going to be a value that's going to give you some more feedback on what to do. But guys, if you're thinking about a switch to real estate, I would love to support you. I'd love to bring you into our collective group of agents. We have partners in multiple states, and through our coaching and our training and our support, the ones who want to leave the classroom are leaving the classroom. They're going full time. But the ones who want to supplement their income, we're teaching them how to really time block, how to create these additional sources of income. Okay, let's connect. All right. I want to help you reach your goals because going into real estate can seem scary and starting something new can be a challenge. But you keep the attention of 24 to 32 children a day for 7 hours. You maintain peace in the sea of hormones and body odor. You can do this, and I'm here to help you. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at Jackie Durbin AZ and at Teachers in Real Estate. Also, like, share, and rate this podcast. And if you need help or you have state-specific questions, reach out to me, and I'll gladly help. Guys, thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.